we return. Everybody, there is still a chance, like I said, exclamation point giveaway. You can still enter for the next one, which would be the $50 for Wick and Skull Gaming candles. Get yourself some of those candles. All right, back to it. The party making your way in through the new living quarters as the nighttime approaches. You finally find a group of servants escorting Coel and Sky, Briar, Sky herself, Coel and Briar to Briar's room. The Faded Fives, now the Faded Fives living quarters.
Hey, Bree.
Hi.
We brought your things from the inn and your best friend.
Oh,
I'll
hello,
point over to Marty.
Martin.
Where have you two been?
I was just showing her around the keep now that you guys will be, I guess, more permanent residents here, I suppose.
Suppose. We also brought some snacks, so here's some brownies because he asked for pastries, some grapes, and there you go.
Can I make a perception check to see how
passive is good? Passive is fine.
Rowan, not thinking too much into it, he's gonna hold up his letter and be like, "You missed a little bit of reading from home. They've sent me letters back."
Oh, good. That's nice. Yeah.
Briar, why are your cheeks so red, and why do you have a little bead of sweat coming down your forehead? And
Rowan's gonna kick his shin a little bit.
he's gonna smile, look away, try to hide his laughter.
I will give you all your privacy, and I'm sure I'll see you around.
I'll
She
message you later.
Takes her
Asher's gonna pull one of the brownies and look at it, look at Briar, look at it. Did you make these, Briar?
How about you fuck around and find out, Asher?
Fuck it. Never been kicked out of a castle before, and I'll pop it in his mouth.
Right. Oh no, the cherry's alive!
So, have we had a chance to look at the chalice as he eats a brownie, not even thinking about it?
So, Kazrak has gleaned some information off of documents. I have a abridged variation, which I'll speak with you later on this, Bri. But he looked into the entity as the Raven, as a whole proper, not just as we know the Raven at this point, along with another entity, an older, darker, and potentially more powerful one, known as Gehendra. Gehendra was a demon that my people helped seal away many hundreds of years ago. And the Raven was fragmented into different ids or personalities, expressions of themselves, not whole, not as powerful, and each one representing a different volition or desire. Now, this chalice that we have, we suspect is what Mother Raven has been seeking, is likely to reunite these fragmented pieces, unifying the entity into its whole constituent form again. Now, In the stories, per Kazrak telling us, Gehendra and the Raven were at odds with each other. But not in the sense of one being allied with the greater peoples of Telvernia and the world. Hence why both were sealed away in their respective fashions. These ravens that we know, obviously there are those that are more of a trickster. There's one that we know to be cruel, so that it might gain of its own benefit. And there's one that has been initially portrayed as concerned, benevolent, or good, but considering what we've encountered in our travels alone, let alone all the other adventures we've had prior, there's no telling for certain if that is in fact wholly good. So if we were to present this chalice and Mother Raven is able to reunite her into her true form, will it be the Mother Raven in power and subjugating the darker, now hopefully lesser personalities? Or will it return simply to the entity that was, and we will not know what its motivations or machinations might be?
So what I'm getting is that
We'll create something that we have no idea what it is capable of.
and we can choose that outcome.
A
Whatever
god,
it may be.
essentially. Yeah, we'll be creating a god again.
Only reason why I refrain from using the word God is because I hope that we don't go up against something so all-powerful. But yes, we would be making something whole that we cannot 100% quantify.
It is worth
Fantastic.
mentioning that Kazrak did say, even as full, this deity was known to be a trickster god. So they are
Precisely.
not innocent.
Well, I mean, is anybody ever really innocent?
That's
Hey.
true.
Being a trickster isn't a bad thing.
No, but it can be. It's a tool, and we don't know how the unified Raven would utilize this tool. Obviously, Bree, we know you utilize the tool for well-intended purposes always. But we know
Always.
or at least we know you well enough.
The
We
shade.
know next to nothing about Mother Raven outside of our interactions with her and the others.
Well, I mean, even as a trickster, it had to be some form of threat to the main entity to be broken apart like this, no?
We fragmented my people.
Oh,
So it was not against Gehendra. It was not Gehendra that did this.
I
Or was
think you
it
misunderstood. It was Gehendra that
Oh,
fragmented it.
Gehendra fragmented Raven.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's my misunderstanding. Reading that.
Then your people
People
are the ones who
sealed Gehendra.
Sealed Gehendra, yes.
So we're gonna wanna. This is just me. With everything going on, I don't think it's a good idea to call on a particular yet, and maybe
My
seek
fear-
guidance from your Jeremy, Kuron. Maybe they could provide more insight, but I don't know if we wanna. I don't know, knocking on a door to and being the one responsible and bringing back a god, that doesn't seem all that right to me. Seem like the right thing to do right now. considering everything going on.
My fear, though, is this entity is warring against itself, and that war is spilling over to our realm.
And that is also a point that Kazrak brought up. That we have to consider it broken apart might do more damage
Like,
to the surrounding peoples than having it united.
Like Grasp was up, as he called it, collateral damage.
that's a good point. It's a very good point.
We need to stop the war, and if I still think we need more information, but I stand
Oh, we
for,
have it. We
I
have the
stand
chalice.
for stopping the war.
Me too.
I have those that I can message out to try to garner something. But I know there's more that some of my people know. Because there's still so much that I'm finding out about who we are and what we've done.
Okay.
And I thought I should already be aware of that.
So, here's the thing. Let's say we have the cup, and we ask for the lady. We're being watched regardless, so how do we know just the lady is going to show? And not all of them at once. So,
And take it.
I have a trick of my own. Just in case. When we do the thing, I can encapsulate the chalice, and if they all show up, we can have like a battle royale or something. And then the winner gets to take the cup.
Ooh.
But what if
I don't
the
know.
side we don't want to win wins?
I mean, let nature take its course.
If they were able to kill each other, they would have done it by now.
I don't think it's a good idea, the amount of lives that would be put at risk.
They're more dangerous separated than
Yeah.
everything needs its balance, and this creature is completely out of it.
I just keep thinking about Lake Grasp, and after Asher's Point, I would hate to hear another city go under, but we're not there. Luckily, the temple has a cure, but it could be something different.
It didn't work, so he would try something far stronger, I'm sure.
Can I see the chalice?
Yep, and I'll take the chalice out.
Thank you, Karen. And she's gonna settle on the table. Why do you look scared?
Beaming smile.
Because of your beaming smile.
And she's going to grab her pen and her paper, and she's going to start casting Identify on the chalice to just see if there's anything beyond the metal, if there's anything magic, or if it has like a name, like that we don't know. Like maybe it's just deeper inset somewhere as something else, and we just know it as one thing.
So it seems that the only unique thing about the chalice is the metal that it is forged from.
Okay, no magic, no nothing. So it's not like a Grey Warden chalice. Got it.
Don't know what that means.
Dragon Age reference. It's
Gotcha.
fine.
Is there a name for this metal that identify?
I don't know that it would identify that, like what the metal is, but I can just tell you it's just sun metal.
Sun metal.
Sun metal.
Sun metal. Okay.
Metal
Well-
forged in the star.
I was hoping that the chalice would give some answers. So honestly, but we kind of have to give it to the lady because you made a deal, right?
She's the only one that has even wanted there to be a unification. The others are...
want it destroyed.
They want to remain as they are, which we know at least one we don't want to exist.
We don't see. Here's the thing: we don't even know if giving you chalice would reunite them, like at least immediately. So chances
It's been
are,
implied that, well, not immediately, but it's been implied, at least by the Trix Raven, that the reason that the mother wants it is to unify them.
yeah. We don't know how much time it'll take.
Yeah,
though.
voice in the sky.
The voice in the-
Yes, you need
Yes,
it.
they do.
I understand. We don't know if it happens instantaneously, is what I'm getting at.
No,
So
no.
there's still room for damages to be done either way.
Sure.
Indeed.
I think that no matter what, there can be something that happens, either good or bad, but I think that the best decision would be to give it to Mother Raven.
So I vote that we do it away, a little bit away from the people here in the castle. Maybe bring Kazrak with us as we do so. She never said we had to do it alone, but at least keep some of the people here safe-ish.
No.
Out
Although
in the
I would-
woods.
It depends. We may even want to go quite farther than that. And then there's the matter of, if we bring Kazrak along, we would be removing him from the king and the aid, protection that he provides potentially. But I agree, we don't want to do it right here in the keep.
I say we think on it. A little while longer before we make that final decision. I think it's a big one. We have the chalice. It's not. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. Magic wasn't a thing to me until I met you guys, so. This is all very enlightening.
I trust you guys will make the right decision.
We will.
Or we think we will, and we'll have to live with the consequences of our actions.
The only thing that I truly believe is that regardless of what we do, Gehendra is a far more menacing threat.
Yeah, I would kind of phylacterarily agree.
We have an idea of the influence of the Raven. I suspect the influence of Gehendra permeates the very soil we walk on, even if it's a small amount.
Okay, so we table this for now.
I think so. That's just me.
Now,
You-
since we're done talking so dark,
Mm.
brownies? He's gonna
Brownie.
go and grab one and take a big bite out of it, handing it out to everyone else. Do we want to do we want to check out these rooms? No,
Check out the
Yeah.
rooms.
the rooms. Yeah, sorry, too much food. It's like, oh, by the way, Briar, who is your favorite party member?
Well, it would have to be Martison.
Wow. Okay, well,
He's not listening. He
And
looks
she's
up.
just
Huh?
darkly laughing.
as he pulls out the book, I'm imagining can Briar, just by seeing the book, because she knows how he writes, and you were telling,
She
the
might
way-
get a hint. That
can
it's,
get a hint, and he'll hold this. I got this book from Kazrak, but I guess I'll give it to Martison so he can.
No,
Try and
Martison
write-
doesn't deserve good things. I was just
Write
being
it.
polite. He's still
You
I
know what-
deserve many good things, thank you very much.
No,
Martison, do you
sorry.
think you could read this and possibly make a song out of it?
And Briar's like getting in front. She's like, she's like, Martison doesn't know how to read, and she tries to like probably.
The art
Hold
of
on.
spell crafting. Well, you know, In a way, music is kind of spellcraft if you think about it.
Yeah, can you read
Zalt-
also
Zalt is
the
there?
bottom of that? Who is it
Yeah,
by?
I'll take it if you really want me to have it.
Zalt is
It's
there?
mine.
Yeah,
Zalt is there?
Modison, who wrote that?
Zaltazir. Ooh, what a powerful name.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Rowan's gonna. As you guys are doing this, Rowan's gonna get really shy,
Really shy.
self-conscious a little bit. You guys are gonna see him kind of like hold down his letters and kind of like.
At the mention of
Spicy
Altazir,
letters?
or
Like spicy letters?
The teasing of the fact that he didn't know how to read.
Oh!
Who didn't know how to read? I'm lost. I'm so sorry. I'm
Well,
really lost.
Rowan's gonna get self-conscious, making fun of Marty that he didn't know how to read, but in fact that he did.
Oh.
Okay.
Rowan barely knows how to read.
Oh no,
That
Rowan.
poor boy.
But do we collectively know that?
No, but that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
You're gonna see
Gotcha.
him kind of
Okay.
like get into like a little ball and kind of like look down
Dom's
at the
gonna-
letter and
Dom's gonna be like, holding Briar back with one hand and
Mm-hmm.
then notice and be like, Rowan, are you okay? And in the meantime, like
Yeah.
Briar can grab it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rowan, are you alright, buddy?
Briar, be
yeah,
nice.
just hit a little bit of a bone, Marty, and I barely know how to read.
Oh,
Oh.
well, it's easy. Don't worry about it. That's more common than you know. And he's gonna like go over, pull a chair, and like sit down and pull the brownies over closer and be like, well, if you need help, like just ask, man.
Oh,
It's cool.
I mean, I can read this because my mom and I are on the same level when it comes to common.
Is it like other languages or?
If it's not
Morse.
Elvish,
Oh.
I can. My mom taught me Elvish.
Yeah,
I
then
had-
that's normal, man. Like, not everyone knows Common. Like, you were grown up as Elvish, so you know Elvish and not Common. I mean, yeah, dude, it's just like learning another language. Here, I'll totally help you. And he'll just like start grabbing like paper and then like showing you common words to see like restroom, bathhouse, food.
He's gonna like grab him. He's gonna say, "I know how to read this, but there's just some things I'm still learning. Evelyn was teaching me how to read. I couldn't go to school because of me."
Okay, I got you. We got you. And he'll like pat him on the shoulder, and then he'll like look back at Briar and be like, "You better make good use of that."
Hills, okay. If I would have known, I would not have joked. I'm sorry.
It's not your fault. It's just I kind of was putting myself in Marty's spot when I really shouldn't have. So it's just
Oh, I can read just fine. I'm a literal poet and
Well,
musician.
thank you for that.
And
Marty.
My
yeah,
sliver.
no. Yep, you're alone on that island, Mr. Rowan.
My sliver.
Anyways, Brian, would you mind reading that to me while we fall asleep tonight?
You're not sleeping in my room,
What?
Artisan. There are like 10 rooms.
But we had an agreement.
I might not even sleep in. You
You,
Wait, what?
you send it to me in the middle of the night.
How about you?
What
Coming
was
up.
the agreement?
You
What
know
did
what? Martinson, let's go to my room. I'll leave it to you right now. I also
You know what?
really
Why don't we all go into the rooms? I think we need to check them all out anyways.
She's gonna kill. Am I about to attack everybody? Yeah. I'm about to.
All right, so you guys make your way through the... Okay, you guys make your way through the different rooms and check them out. Nice rooms. Nicer than most anywhere you've stayed. For sure.
As everyone's kind of distracted and not looking at looking at the rooms and everything, Ace will slip the pendants for later siege into the bags kind of everyone else.
Okay.
In spots so they can see later. Yeah.
So each of you will have pendant, which you'll find later, maybe, from your boy Dom. And if there's anything else you would like to do before the night comes to a close?
I know what I'm going to do. As soon as I get into the room, I'm going to look at the separate bath and crank the heat of the water as hot as possible, throw a whole bar of soap in it, and just soak.
Yep. Okay. It is quite refreshing.
Before
yes?
we go to bed, do we want to talk about what we need to do at this point? Do we stay? Do we go? The border? Do we want to check that out?
I think that would be our best bet next. There's something that we need to see or do there, I feel.
I think it's going to be hard for me to go where I want to by my own free will. I think we should talk to the king and possibly see where he thinks maybe our resources will be used the best. How do you guys feel about that?
It's a good idea.
I agree we should consult the king, although I have a suspicion that you might have freer reign than you think. You are an individual representative of both sides, and you will need to learn your kingdom.
I know it'd be well protected, if that were the case.
And I need to send for Korea to go take a trip up north with everything that's going on down south. And, well, the fact that we all kind of have a target on our back.
We could also go to the north, yes. I'll look over towards Rowan as we're saying that. Perhaps we can lose some eyes that might be upon us in the more sparsely populated areas, and then we can make our way westward to the front. It's an option.
I'll write a letter.
The one thing we should consider is if we are not doing anything in regards to the chalice, we should prepare to be approached about it. I feel, though, we will not be able to keep that under wraps for too long.
I say once we get out of civilization, we fulfill, well, depending on how your research goes, we do what we need to once we're out.
Well, I feel as though my research won't garner anything more for this decision. I know it will at least open up more questions for myself, if not provide me some answers. But again, I will need assistance, and I'll look to Briar at that with this, and it seems as though you might be preoccupied this evening.
No, I'm not preoccupied this evening. She's already started to read while you guys are talking. We actually might need to work together to do some of this. And besides, not like it's going to take all night anyways. Your
Well,
part. Anyway.
I mean, how big is that other book? That's the real question.
How big is the what book? The one that you just
So
got?
you had the small, I don't know, we'll call it the Kazrax, near mini notes abridged or whatever, that one. The
This
about
one
magical creatures.
in Zaltazir fashion is slow burn, long-winded, rambles a lot. Yeah, a lot of theory crafting as always.
I mean, it's not like we're going to be leaving tomorrow. We have time. So you and I can work a bit, and then I can work other things later. We might need to consider creating a communication device, and I might be able to figure something out here. And I think we gave Rowan the jewelry, the tool bag. I think Kevron, we might be able to weave something to maybe go like a pin or something enclosed, or like an earring, as like a one, like a hill. I'm here, and then we all go. I don't know. We split up a lot, so.
Do you want me to put the chalice in my bag, my special bag? For safer keeping?
Yes.
Alright, then Rowan's gonna open it for one of you to put it in.
Shoves it in.
Seal it. He's gonna
Are you
close it
putting it in
and
the bag
sling
of
it over his
holding?
shoulder. Yeah, I'm putting it in the bag of holding. And he's gonna write letters back home.
Okay.
Forecasting Coria's journey up there, letting her know that she's coming.
And
Okay.
Asher
Anything
will
else
be
for the
sending to Coria, saying, news has broken out. Lake Grasp may not be safe soon. Travel fast to Herondine. Rowan's family will take care of you.
Yes, we had heard about what has happened in Riverend when people on Lake Grasp have certainly been concerned about that, so it's good to know that we have somewhere to go. I will get things settled. Be careful.
He'll send again and be like, I always am careful. Stay out of sight. I know you're good at that. It's not just the city, it's us as a group have a target.
I will go swiftly and safely. Try to keep yourself and your friends safe. And don't get too much heat. I love you. Goodbye.
And then he'll go out and find Rowan and be like, she's collecting her things and getting her affairs in order.
When I finish these up, I'll make a trip to the post office tomorrow. I want to get this sent fast, so they know that she's coming. Is anybody else going to be going with her, or just her?
It would be just her at this point.
Okay.
She could be able to move stealthier
Alright.
that way.
All right. I'm sure my mom is going to love the company. And
Anything else anybody would like to do before you wind down the night?
The only thing I wanted to clarify was the book you said was in Sylvan.
Yes.
And you can read Sylvan with the spell, correct?
Mhm.
Perfect. Because I was going to cast tongues on myself to understand. That's how I was going to, rather than having you transcribe it, unless you really wanted to transcribe it. So
Transcribe, what do you mean?
translate it from Sylvan into Common or Elvish or another language.
Oh, no. I mean, you can do it magically, by magical means, to understand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you want to read it first?
Oh, I can't read it. I need somebody else to read it and then say it out loud.
Oh, come here, kid. Wait, range self. Oh.
Do you speak?
Co-
do
Yes, you can only cast on
read
yourself.
something?
I
Yeah,
can cast tongues by
okay.
touch, but touch is only audible,
Okay.
not written.
Okay, so yeah, I'll do comprehend languages on myself and I'll read it out loud. And while I'm reading, I'll have like a pen and I'll mark the things that are truly interesting. Straight up writing in this book, man, hurts my soul. But like the parts that are actually like super important for like later study if needed. We'll go through that together.
Cool.
Yeah, so in that process, as you guys are winding down the night, Asher, as you wind down the night and eventually come to the usual sleep, you have once again that feeling of being carried into another state. This time you feel yourself as Asher, standing in a grove similar to that which you and Rowan experienced. And you hear the sound of hoof prints kind of behind you in the mud and grass, just what you recognize as hoofs. But then as you turn, you see the kind of ethereal form of that somewhat elvish lady that you had seen. That was the almost bright light. And she comes up close, kind of almost towering over you. She's very tall, but kind of skinny and elegant, delicate. As you kind of like look up at her, she takes both of her hands and like places them on your cheeks, kind of, and almost like oddly kind of like pets your beard like a wolf, like the mane of a wolf. And then she kind of leans down and puts her head on yours, your forehead. And then you feel just tears that drip onto your face from her eyes. And she looks up and you see that it's still beautiful, still elegant, just soft, almost that, again, that doe spotted effect that she has as the tears stream down her face. And then you awake.
Well, he's gonna be just kind of jump out and realize that he's back and be like, that why, what is, and he's just gonna kind of sit there in shock for a little bit and try to piece things together in his own head.
So you hear kind of like not like a crazy ruckus, but there seems to be like a lot of activity outside of the doors, kind of marching through the hallways of the keep, at least even passing by your guys' rooms, of just kind of like different people that you can hear out in the hallways kind of walking around earlier than usual, which is the strange part.
Yeah.
Do anybody else hear that? Do we roll for like perception? See
No,
if it
it's
wakes
just
us
general.
up?
I'd say anybody that's awake by this point would recognize like it's just people out and about earlier than usual.
What time is it? Would you per se like in
I'd
the
say
morning?
probably
or
like 8 a.m.
midnight, 8 a.m.
Oh.
See, morning.
Morning.
Everyone seems to be active this morning. He's like stretching.
Something is very wrong.
Are you what? Are you okay?
had another one of those dreams, but it was just, it didn't give answers, more just an ominous something is going on.
Did you see anything? Did you see the all those people again?
You hear a knock on your guys' door, just kind of like a
Yeah.
It's one of the kind of king's hands. Excuse me, my lord. The king wishes to speak with you.
Just me or all of us?
Just you, my lord. I've also been
okay.
informed that we should prepare a feast for your comrades as well.
A feast again?
Just a breakfast feast, yes.
Oh,
At least while you are in convene with the king.
I will go. You need to go back and make sure blueberry pancakes, as he turns around to Rowan and like...
I will tell the chefs, of course.
And he will... I'll meet you guys at the feast. You'll go with him.
Yep. So, leading you guys back down through the halls, and into the courtyard. You see there's a lot larger guard presence, even more than there has been. So you kind of get the sense that like something has happened, something's going on somewhere. A break feast. Yes, it's breakfast. Breakfast of champions. And Priority, thy name is Pancake. Yeah, so you see that the chefs are kind of hard at work, already bringing stuff to the table. So they bring some of the general items, but then you see him like go over to the that the king's hand go over to the chefs and like issue orders, and then you see them like nod quickly, and then like that head chef like tells some of the other ones, and they kind of scurry around to go make some more things. And the feast is prepared for you guys. Another heroes feast. This one is a breakfast heroes feast. Breakfast heroes feast. But it'll be after you finish that you would add the heroes feast benefits. So then the queen and the king are in the that study that you've been in several times as you're escorted in Dominicus.
Morning, king, queen, mom, stepmom, dad. Still trying to figure that out. What's going on? Everyone
Thank
seems
you
to
for
be
joining us, Dominicus.
active and lively this morning.
Yes, it has been a day already. The king
Where's
kind of
Coel?
looks up at her and then over to you.
Is Coel okay? Is she with us?
Yes, Quell is fine.
Okay.
A lot has changed in a very short amount of time. This unexpected princehood and this news of all the kingdoms, the two kingdoms. Cantonius, do you remember when we first met? We were so nervous. This arranged marriage, and neither of us knowing if we would be a right fit for each other or anything. And all this time I have loved you dearly. This prince it has been a pleasure to meet you, Dominicus. A welcome addition to the family. You see as the door is opened up behind you, and there's like a cart that's rolled in with like one of those like silver like platters kind of thing, like the for like a feast.
Is everything okay? Why are you
So
speaking
glancing
of past?
at the cart, you see kind of just like over a napkin, just this odd look of something that catches your eye is just like that there's a small glint of like a red stone set in a gauntlet, which you then like kind of put together that it's like, oh, that's your gauntlet. And then you see like on the other part of the cart, there is like your battle axe. And then you realize like, okay, after this one single guard, several more, 7 guards enter on top of this one. It has been a pleasure to know you, but it is a shame of what you are about to do. The guard removes the top of that, and you see your Grizzly's crossbow. The king as you feel 2 spears shoved into you. 2 more spears.
Why?
For the good of the country, and for the good of my family.
Can I rage?
You can, yeah.
Chat, can you roll a d8 for me, please?
Let me roll. So those first 2 attacks, I'm just gonna take them for free. Let me roll some damage on those. Okay, so that is 2-1. No, that's 21 for the first stab. I gotta roll several of these. Oh, I'm sorry. I messed that up. 14 for the first stab. 11 for the second stab. I'm just rolling quick on this. 11 for the third stab. 11 for the fourth stab of those. And then you can go ahead and roll initiative, actually. What's your initiative?
That would be a 19 in initiative.
19. Excellent. What's your dex?
Dex is a +1. 13.
Your dex is a +1. Okay, so they will go first. These 3. So you have the spearmen, and then you have these other men that are in slightly more decorated armor. So they, with their great swords, the one after shooting the crossbow twice pulls out his great sword. I believe it's a great sword. Let me check. Yes, it is a great sword. And that is going to be 3 attacks with the great sword. That is 17 on the first hit. Wait, I need to roll a hit. Dirt. Let me go ahead and just roll it on here. It's quicker for this. 17 to hit for the first attack.
Hits.
Second one, that's a 16 to hit.
Hits.
24 to hit. Now
Hits.
I roll the damage. 10 points of slashing damage first hit. I have to add the other one because he has more than half of his hit points remaining. So it's 15 damage slashing. You are raging, so that'll be halved.
Okay.
That is 24 points of slashing damage halved, so take your 12. And then the last attack here, 17 points of slashing damage. That is the first of these soldiers. Second one making his attacks. 20 to hit.
Hits.
12 to hit. That won't hit.
Won't hit.
23 to hit.
Hits.
15 damage on the first attack. The third attack will be 23 question mark? It's 23 points of slashing damage halved. The last one, rolling his attacks before your turn. 15 to hit.
Hits.
You want to use your reaction? Would that put it above it?
Wait, 15?
15
You say
hit.
15 doesn't hit, sorry.
doesn't hit. Okay, cool. 12 to hit.
Doesn't hit.
14 to hit. All right, all three of his attacks miss.
Doesn't hit.
That is now your turn.
Okay. So, clutch with the wild magic. I got the teleporting one.
Unfortunately, will not work in this room. So nothing happens when you've raged.
Okay. So the situation in front of me, I've also obviously got like what, 4 guards around me.
So you have, yes, well, more than that. So there are those 3 that just attacked you, and then there are 5 of the spear guards on top of that. So 8 enemies total. The 2 that just attacked you were standing in front of the door, kind of like facing behind you, and then the other one's kind of spread out around them, and then there was the other one that pushed the cart in.
Okay, so I am knowing that I am outnumbered and outmatched, and I have hardly any hit points left. Dom is going to... What is in this room? Can you describe the room for me, please?
What is in this room? There's the
Yes.
libraries on either side and just a few chairs, and then that desk in the center that he has. Other than that, nothing really.
No windows?
There are no windows in this, no. It's in the center of the keep, kind of, almost.
Okay. Dom is going to get as close as he can to the door, access into it, and in a last-ditch effort, will scream as loud as he can. Rowan! And obviously those will be all opportunity attacks.
Yes, there would be a lot of them.
Can I roll perception?
We'll get to that. So, the opportunity attacks from those 3 that just attacked you initially. We have 15 to hit.
Doesn't hit.
14 to hit.
Doesn't
13
hit.
to hit, hey.
Doesn't hit.
As you rush past them, the other ones take their swipes with their spears. 25 to hit. And
Hits.
you roll the other attacks for these guys as well. 13 to hit, does not hit.
Doesn't hit.
And 14 to hit.
Doesn't hit.
There's one attack that will make its landing. Damn. Okay, well that was 17 points of piercing damage with that two-handed spirit attack.
I have 1 hit point left.
Okay. It is now the spearman's turns, though.
But how far can I get? Because I would have used
They're
my
blocking the door,
action,
so you got
so you
to
can
where
difficult
they
terrain,
were.
which would have halved my distance. Difficult terrain going through enemies, 20. I would dash, give me another 40. So I'm moving 60 feet. I would at least get out of that room by 30 feet.
You would have to use your action to try to unlock the door.
So they came in and shut the door and locked it.
They did, yeah. All in that like distraction of the cart, like you being like, okay, wait, where's my stuff? Why is my stuff here? And then that revelation.
Okay. Yes. Can I do that? Can I attempt to unlock the door?
You may. With the last inch of your life, you kind of almost knocked to your knees, unlock the door as you pound and yell out Rowan. There will be the last of these attacks. 9.
Did I succeed on getting the door open?
You unlocked it. You did not open it.
Okay.
19.
19 hits.
23. For sake of not rolling more of those, the spears come through in and out long after you're unconscious. The party feasting at the table. As the door opens, a troop of guards marching in. This kind of odd display as they all march in. And you hear, as the door opens, the pound of the door and then the cry of Rowan.
Stand up. I'd go to the call. Excuse me.
Is this Rowan here?
They are two guards with the shields kind of stand in the doorway. You get the sense you may not leave. One of the kind of nicer King's Guard dressed armor. By the orders of King Haven, you are being placed under arrest for treason and regicide.
I'm sorry, what?
Stand down or be slain.
Whoa. Hey,
Immediately.
did none of this.
Immediately.
Give up
Bryce-
peaceably.
Where's our rooms? Are they on the opposite? Are they the other way?
Your rooms are way down the opposite ends of the castle, deeper into the keep. This is more in the front.
I'm gonna kind of like take some steps back with my hands up, just like, hey, take it easy. I'm gonna look over my shoulder at everybody else. Somebody just cried my name in there. I'm pretty sure that's Dom. I'm stepping back. I keep stepping back.
Keep your hands where we can see them. Some of the guards come to you first, since you kind of approach them. Rowan, place manacles on you.
As they're coming forward, I'm going to attempt to do hypnotic pattern.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, that's going to be a wisdom saving throw on all those guards for a 14.
Okay. I got a lot of rolls to make. Let me pull them up here.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Okay. I have 5 of these to make.
Yeah, it's a 30-foot cube
Of wisdom.
of wisdom.
2... 14, you said?
14. And
okay,
if they fail,
so
they're
there's 2 failures, 1
incapacitated.
success, 3 failures. That's, okay, so 2 successes, 3 failures for those guys. And, yeah, so there's 13 guys total. So some of the, you got 3 of the spear guys. There were some other just like regular hands, King's Guard, and then there's more of the more elite King's Guard. You didn't get any of the elite King's Guard, and you got 2 of the, so you got 5 of them total of the 13. As they
There's
see
13
you doing
of them?
those components, there is, yes. At least that you can see in the room currently. You don't know what's out in the courtyard yet. Because of the two ones. One of the ones standing in front of the door is one of the ones that's incapacitated, but the other regular King's Guard kind of go there, and you see one of the more decorated one, get her! And then some of the ones that are active or whatever kind of rush over to you, Briar, and kind of start to almost grapple you.
Do they...
Go ahead and make a strength check.
Wait, are we like, is this the room Quell took me to?
This is the feast room.
Okay,
This is the banquet hall.
I'm trying to locate ourselves mentally on a map.
So you know there's the courtyard, then as you walk in, on the left is the dining hall. Straight ahead is where Dom's meeting room was. Not attached from the courtyard. From the courtyard is that center room that divides different hallways. That's like that meeting room.
If they're coming towards me, I'd like to attempt to dimension door.
Okay, go ahead.
So I'm gonna grab Asher or Karun, whoever's next to me in this feast, and we're gonna attempt to dimension door 500 feet away. Like,
where are you trying to go?
Out of the room.
Okay.
Like, if I can make it more towards our rooms.
Okay.
Or suite.
Kind of down into that hall.
Yeah. Wherever 500 feet will take us. Who wants to go?
I'm assuming that she's going to grab Quran, seeing that Asher is going to cast Polymorph on Rowan, turn him into, what's Speedy?
He has been restrained by this point.
Do you want me to do a strength contest? Because you asked to do that.
Okay, sure, go ahead. I thought you were giving up peacefully earlier, so we had already gotten to that.
I was stepping back. I was like, whoa, easy now. I wasn't giving up.
Well, with the polymorph, it would either turn the manacles into part of him, and it would while he's polymorphed, he wouldn't be manacled anymore, or
Yeah, while he's
he would just-
while he's polymorphed, he wouldn't have the manacles on him. When he comes back, he will
Yeah.
have the manacles on him. So, but
Okay.
if he's resisting the manacles, I feel like at this point, let's just go ahead and roll initiative.
Okay.
Let's go. That's the best
So
initiative.
it's just
I've
me
ever
and
rolled.
Asher.
So
I got
did
a
you
nat
you
20.
did
Let's
dimension door
fucking
and you
go.
make your way into the hallway. You see on either end of the hallway, two just the regular hands guards, and then three of them as you see like were lined up outside. Well, more than that, but at least what you can see from your hallway perspective, several more lined up outside that in that courtyard that were lined up to enter your guys' room. And then they kind of see you guys poof into the hallway there. They like kind of look at each other, then look at you, and then start to head down that way towards the hallway. And then you know what? This seems like this seems like something that should be next episode. Before we roll initiative, actually, we'll roll initiative with the next episode.
I just rolled a nat
Well,
20 and I
just rolled
captured it in,
an
and
18.
grabbed in group chat.
Well, this will start something a little more long-winded. So, I'll let you know.
Oh no. I can't wait a week. A long week. Oh no. What do we do?
Happy birthday.
God, my head hurts. My head hurts so bad. Okay. Happy
So,
birthday.
do we tell him, Holson?
Tell him what? Tell him that you need to roll a new character. Yeah. So next time you see Seth, he will be playing with a new character. He's gonna take some time while he's not playing Dominicus for a while. We'll get a new character planned for him and figure it out.
Wait, that was...
At least as it stands. We have to prepare for that, because that is the current state of Dominicus.
So as it stands for next week, it'll be the four of you. I won't be here.
But maybe we'll be able to, depending on how things go, maybe we'll be able to secure a guest for a while. Something. At least until we find a way to implement, either bring Dominicus back or implement a new character. But we are going to try to move forward with trying to get a new character as well, just as a contingency plan. If it is too difficult to find a way to bring Dominicus back at this point.
Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, wow.